So at first, we had some big Stefon Diggs rumors about him possibly joining the Raiders, but things have changed a little drastically where it seems like there could be a reunion between Diggs and his former team, the Buffalo Bills, or perhaps the Raiders. I'm not sure. We know Stefon Diggs signed a contract with the Houston Texans last season. Unfortunately, he had a season-ending injury and wasn't able to finish out the whole year and have that much success out there with CJ Stroud at quarterback. But now the Raiders have added Geno Smith at QB and posted just over this past weekend, you have Geno Smith working out with Stefon Diggs. I would love to see Diggs in Vegas, man, with Geno Smith throwing him the rock. Raiders got Brock Bowers at tight end. Jacoby Myers has always been a good number 2 wide receiver, but we really need that burst and that true dominant number 1 receiver that could be there on the outside. And I think Stefon Diggs, because he's coming back from injury, man, he would be a good discount team, discount pay. And look, maybe he wants to go to a contender. Houston Texans, maybe he thought that was a contender. That was pretty much like a 1-year, $20 million contract.
Hey, such a friend.
No, I got you.
I ain't believed you for a long time.
Why?
It's so friendly that I'm like,
Raiders have enough money where Diggs might want to start thinking about his financial security, especially with no state tax in Vegas, where if it comes down to Chiefs and Raiders and the Chiefs are only offering you 10 million, Raiders can offer you 20. If you're Diggs, you take that, bro. Like something like that could realistically happen. Geno Smith, Stefon Diggs, just over 4 months post ACL. This is amazing. ACL injury with the Houston Texans last year, and now you got him working out with Geno Smith running some fire routes. There you go. Hey, Geno, throwing some dots to him. Let's go, bro. I mean, I like that. The bro looks like he could still move. He's obviously showing it off on Instagram, wants people to know, hey, I'm ready, I'm hungry. I know free agency ended, and when we were looking at the top receivers available in free agency, it's pretty much Amari Cooper and Stefon Diggs. If you want a veteran receiver, Keenan Allen's out there as well. I'm taking Diggs over all those guys, though. I think just, especially if he's back healthy with injury, I'm going to take that. But what's really crazy, and I do, look, okay, we got a comment in the chat, give me the ball. Guys going to be hungry for the ball. It's kind of a good problem to have, I think. It's kind of a good problem to have a guy as good as Stefon Diggs wanting the ball on your team. I'd rather have, that's a good problem.
hey, they can't with us.
Where I got to figure out how to get this guy who's a great playmaker the ball. To me, that's a good problem to have than no playmakers, and we got to find out who we want to even give the ball to, right? It can't just be Brock Bowers. Raiders are going to need more. And when it comes to the Buffalo Bills, this could be a twist. They just extended Shakir, their speedy wide receiver. Obviously, Diggs was not available for them last year since he was on the Houston Texans, but they rolled with Matt Collins, the Buffalo Bills. They rolled with Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper dealt with some injuries after the trade, and we really never saw him really pop with the Buffalo Bills. And it almost just felt like, and I felt like this watching them in the playoffs, that if the Buffalo Bills still had Diggs, man, I think a lot of their problems would have been solved. Wouldn't have had to make the trade for Cooper, not relying on Matt Collins being one of the top targets on your team. No disrespect to those guys, but they're not Stefon Diggs. And now Stefon Diggs has posted all of his Bills photos back on Instagram. I mean, what? This is a guy who, he had that salty picture, and we always wondered if he likes Josh Allen, right? Because
if there's any misconceptions or anything that happened between you and Josh over the offseason?
Yeah, because after a 20-game season, your last image of me and Josh was after the 4th down. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words, so you can garnish whatever you want from that image and create a narrative behind it, and it'll fit. Offseason, there's no football being played. It's just a lot of commentary, he or she said.
I mean, that's kind of hard to say. I always believe in where I'm supposed to be, when I'm supposed to be there. My feet are right here. This is where I'm at. And I have like always saying, like, I don't talk bad about my old girlfriend to make my new girlfriend feel good. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was a good fit too with some great people over there. But being here, this is where I am right now. This is where God placed me. And it's amazing people here.
Steph's a great player, and what he brought to this team was special. So miss is I don't know if I'd say miss. He was a guy that was reliable. You can look to. He's going to have the juice each and every day. I'm sure he's bringing it over there in Houston. So definitely, yeah, you can't say that you don't miss that. but I am very happy with what we got going on here and how hard the guys have been working. And
Bills beat the Texans, whooped that ass, honestly. I thought the Bills were a fire team last year because we all counted them out because they lost Diggs. I counted them out. I'm not going to lie. I counted them out. But they whooped some freaking ass last year. I like Cook. I like the running back. I like Allen. I like what they did last year. I like Shakir too. And then you saw Diggs after the L giving the handshake to Josh Allen. They had the little stare there, that side eye stare, bro. How could you forget that? That is so... Oh, dude. And it's funny when you know Stefon Diggs' character, right? How he's, give me the ball, give me the ball. He's a vocal guy. He's a passionate guy, right? He's got some anger. You'd like to have that anger on your side, right? When everything's gelling. But now you got Stefon Diggs on IG re-archiving all of his Bills photos. He had hid all his Bills photos from his Instagram, and now he has brought them back. Number 14. Could he seriously be returning to the Buffalo Bills? That's absolutely insane that we see this here. Stefon could seriously return, man. And it has to make you wonder, was this all just a coincidence? Is it the media making a big deal about the stare? Does he still have some love for Josh Allen here? When we're looking at the Bills depth chart, still got Trubisky, got Cook. I like Cook. Keon Coleman really never took off in year one. A little hard for the second round pick. They just signed Josh Palmer. You still got Curtis Samuel, who has a hefty contract. So unless the Bills want to give up on Keon Coleman, I don't see that big of a role for Diggs. Would Diggs be down to be a role player who sort of rotates on this Bills offense? I don't think so. And I don't think the Bills are going to cough up enough money here. Who knows what he's doing? Look, this is a thing, dude, and this is what players and agents do. I know people don't want to talk about this, but he could be in negotiations with another team right now and is using this as leverage to pump up his value. Oh, Raiders, you want Stefon Diggs? You want me, Stefon Diggs? Well, I might just go reunite with Josh Allen on a 10 mil deal, right? I'm a free agent. I could be talking to other teams and it doesn't have to be reported. Nobody has to know about it. So if I was Diggs and I was in negotiations with, say, the Raiders, maybe I'm in negotiations with the Seahawks, who definitely need a wide receiver too, even though they grabbed Cooper Kupp recently. If I was him, this is what I'd do. Make it seem like the Bills are interested in me. Make it seem like I'm interested in the Bills, but I'm looking at the Bills and Joshua Palmer. I know they gave him a decent contract, 3-year contract. I believe it was roughly 10 mil a year. He did some decent things with the Chargers. He's not as talented as Diggs, but he's definitely healthier. 3-year deal, $36 million, 18 guaranteed. So that's basically a, $12 million a year deal with 1 whole year fully guaranteed. You got that. And Shakir contract, if I'm not mistaken, was hefty too. Now, it wasn't insane. $60 million contract. Yeah, I think he got roughly 20 million a year. 4-year contract, 60 mil. Did he get less than 20? Wow. I mean, that's a deal for Shakir. You got that guy at $15 million a year on a 4-year contract. Good job, Bills. Good job. I thought he would be 20 million a year, but you got the dude at 15. You got to give the Bills props for that. And you still got Keon Coleman, like we talked about earlier, who's on his second round pick contract. Obviously, you want to see a second round pick guy work out. Got some decent height there at 6'4". Funny guy too. But maybe this is what this is all about. You're working out with Geno. We're drumming up interest. You're not signed to a team yet. That's what I think this could possibly be about. Stefon Diggs, could it be to the Raiders? Perhaps so. Perhaps so. Probably not the Bills.